This is the new Weight Watchers, built for real life and real results, no matter what mode you're in. Maddie went all in for her big day and lost 33 pounds. Emily lost 85 pounds and hit her goal while still living her life.
Weight Watchers gave me the tools and I feel amazing.
Join the millions of members and lose weight with the #1 doctor-recommended weight loss program. Lose more at WeightWatchers.com.
At 6 months, participants in a clinical trial of Weight Watchers program lost an average of 12 pounds.
You're listening to this podcast, so I know you've got a curious mind. Here's a helpful fact you may not know yet. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive save over $900 on average. Pop over to Progressive.com, answer some questions, and you'll get a quick quote with discounts that are easy to come by. In fact, 99% of their auto customers earn at least one discount. Visit Progressive.com and see if you can enjoy a little cash back. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $946 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2024 and May 2025. Potential savings will vary.
Every team, every topic, everywhere. This is Bleav.
Doesn't matter if you were an Indian or if you're a Warhawk.
The ULM mention is the greatest.
This is the Bleav in the Warhawks podcast, powered by WarhawkReport.com.
With hosts Dusty Thibodeaux and Chase Regian. More important than baseball. Sorry, Ford.
Oh, what on earth did I just walk into?
I think I'm doing this right, but he's yelling at me, so I'm not. And so,
What are these guys always talking about?
We talk a lot about food on this podcast, and I'm going to continue to do so.
So was that actually y'all's idea? That's awesome.
Nailed the introduction, by the way. Awesome.
Thanks,
I love
Fish.
it.
I'm on board enough, but I feel like I'm coming down there to protect my rim. I think the rim is my house, and I would never let nobody come in my house without my permission. So I feel like in JUCO, I got a possibility to win best defensive player of the year and finish second in the nation. I think I'm pretty excited to win defensive player of the year too and be the best big man in Sunbelt.
Chase, our new big guy, Jean Lafleur, brings us in. He said the rim is his house, and he doesn't want anybody in his house that he doesn't invite.
Come on. I love the quotes coming out of these Tibbs. Pretty solid.
6'11" guy. The height is just something else. We haven't had that kind of size in a long, long time.
Could you imagine being 6'11"? Like, how do you ride on airplanes?
I assume that you are always getting the upcharge for the exit row.
Yeah, maybe. And even that's still probably not comfortable. But glad he's with us now.
And man, there's just so many recruits. I talked to head coach Ryan Cross the other day. I was like, Coach, can you give me a day between them, just so I can try to catch up?
Yeah, well, he's the recruiter, right? That's why he's there.
He is. Got 2 more guys coming in from UAB. Lance Carr, the legacy. Larry Carr, his mom, Cassandra Barker, I believe was her last name at the time. She's the second and third leader in block shots for single season for women. So, if dad's in the Hall of Fame, mom had that kind of pedigree, we're getting a guy that'll be the man on campus.
Gotta be. Let's go. That's awesome.
Speaking of the man, Chase, it's a merger of shows. This show came about because we had Fun Belt podcasts and everyone hated all the ULM mentioned.
Yeah, they did.
Especially this guy.
No.
And that is the HowlRaiser himself, Jeremy Harper, busting into the Bleav in the Warhawks, more so to gloat that the Red Wolf baseball team took 2 of 3 on the Bayou. Jeremy, I guess, welcome in.
What's funny is I didn't realize how long it's been since the Red Wolves have won a series with Warhawks baseball. It's like 2013 or something crazy like that, right?
It's like the football streak, but in baseball.
I guess so. So, yeah, that was pretty shocking. That's a lot of burden off my chest. You were talking about basketball earlier, and I was thinking about Phil Cunningham last year. I don't recall any juice happening in the off season with Phil Cunningham. It was like he took over and there was like no announcements or here's some big guys coming to Monroe. Your new guy, what's the new guy?
Ryan Cross.
Ryan Cross. Okay. I knew we lost a Cross with Troy, so I couldn't believe we had another Cross. But he seems to have like some connections. It's like every day there's a new guy coming to ULM.
Everybody wants to be able to buy you, Jeremy.
We had one big basketball ad last year in Christian Lewis, but
he was
other than that, it was like, yeah. But Cross, formerly being there, he's great, man. It's glad he's back in town. I think he had a lot of support behind him, has a lot of community support, and he's just a big bald guy. You gotta love those.
Who was your big Eastern European guy whose name I could never pronounce? It was like
Metzlerishvili.
That guy.
Taught to me by Mike.
That guy nailed the Red Wolves every game he played. Like he would just casually put in a 3 at the buzzer to put away the Red Wolves every time. I'm so happy that guy's gone. I do hope that your new 6'11" guy isn't a new coming of this guy.
He's a Haitian. And check this out.
Okay.
So he was injured, didn't get to play last year, but was playing at Tennessee State, who won the Ohio Valley.
Yeah.
They were a 15 seed to go to the dance. So we have tournament pedigree coming to the Bayou.
It's a new day in Monroe. It's pretty awesome. Chase, have I ever told you the only time I've been in Monroe?
Wait, no, you got to tell me.
Only
once.
I was there one time, not even for a school-related function. I was there for a business trip. I won't tell you what business I was in.
Okay.
But they were doing the Mardi Gras parade. And guess who was the grand marshal of the Mardi Gras parade that year?
Me.
Tibbs.
Tom Lopat of Dukes of Hazzard. Luke Duke. I could not believe it. I was like, Luke Duke. I yelled it as loud as I could. I was drunk.
I'm glad you partook. I've got to tell you a secret of mine.
Okay.
I've never once been to Jonesboro, Arkansas.
I can't believe that. Why?
My freshman year my redshirt year didn't travel. Freshman year, my grandmother died.
Oh man.
And then my sophomore year, because I started for 2 years, my sophomore year, I got a concussion the week before at Troy, so I didn't make the list.
It's almost like the
last
universe
2 weeks
inspired and said we cannot.
No, it gets worse because I'm going on my 4th year of doing radio with ULM.
Yeah,
and then we play at home twice, and the one time I could go was I had a work event. And it was the only game I missed in my second season. So I've never been.
There's some sort of force field preventing you from coming to Jonesboro, and that's too bad because Jonesboro is the garden spot of Northeast Arkansas. If you can ever get to Jonesboro, you should try to get there. Like Tibbs, I should try to get to Monroe. I really should.
Yeah,
maybe you can invite me over.
Come on down, Jeremy. So my plan, Jeremy, this year, if flights become somewhat affordable again, is that I will head to Little Rock to meet up with you.
You can stay at
we will ride together in your Subaru.
Absolutely.
To Jonesboro.
Yeah.
Watch the game. Watch the Warhawks win.
Yeah.
Watch you and your twin pout on all the way back to Little Rock.
Are you hinting around? Well, it won't be football, right? Wait. Did we play football in Monroe last year?
Yeah, and we won. Jeremy, I know you blocked the painful memories out, but yes, we got the Rice Bowl.
Yeah, it was one of the many losses that hurt us real bad. So yeah, we got to get another 15-year winning streak going. I feel like in my lifetime,
so long, bro. 15 years is so long.
I know, and we had so many big games in between, like 50 to 48 mashups that were just classic bangers. And if you had asked me like 10 years deep if the Warhawks had not, what was the last time the Warhawks had beaten Arkansas State. I said, I don't know, maybe a couple of years ago, but no, I don't know. That was wild. Tibbs, the only thing wilder is your record against Arkansas State versus volleyball. When are you going to get a win?
When are we going to get a Sun Belt win overall, period? And saying that we got another new coach. So maybe this is the guy to kind of get it going. But when is Jonesboro in middle of Arkansas going to get beach volleyball is what I want to know.
I've been advocating it. I've been pressing the flesh and saying we need to have this. I even looked into how much it would cost, and it's more than you think. But I was like, all right, well, that's something that we can get into. But so far, nobody seems to be ringing in the gong. We're still trying to get softball. That would be nice if we had. I think was us and Marshall the only people out there without a softball team. That's pretty embarrassing.
I did not know that.
So have you guys been keeping up with now? Here's my idea with baseball: is that everybody was kind of talking earlier in the season how surprisingly good Arkansas State was, but nobody was talking about how surprisingly good the Warhawks are. Is it just me, or are they really under the radar right now?
I think they were under the radar. I think everybody's known about them now, and now that we're in the second half of the season, there's no more secrets. Yeah, I think the cat's out of the bag of who can hit, who can pitch, who can field, and so that's why we've seen the Warhawks now drop 3 straight conference series. But what's crazy is early on, I mean, you get a sweep against Texas State. You get 2 of 3 in Lafayette.
Yeah.
I mean, this team started off on fire, and it's like the wheels on the bus have just fallen off now. You had midnight baseball against Georgia State a couple weeks ago. It's an up and down roller coaster ride, but so far I think Ford Pemberton's done a pretty good job and has them in position to be in that top 10 to go to Montgomery.
No, and I was watching the series, Arkansas State and ULM, and you could see that the hitting with ULM is so good. I mean, those guys are just great people up at bat. The pitching isn't bad. I was impressed with Arkansas State managing to hold on to that, keep those runs down. I think, what was it? This was the only game where somebody scored 4 runs.
It was 3-2 Arkansas State Friday, 3-2 ULM Saturday, and 4-1 Sunday.
I mean, just great baseball being played. But I did learn something about Arkansas State, a weakness that I feel like everybody should exploit, and that would be the down and away slider. It's saying that if you guys had pitched nothing but sliders, you would have struck us out every batter. I don't know why.
You tell me this Thursday.
I'm gonna relay the message.
I almost I almost put it on the interwebs. I thought, oh shit, I can't reveal that huge piece
maybe not. That's rough to do right before a series.
That's right. But
against your team, it's rough.
I'm sure everybody's listening to Bleav in Warhawks, and they will hear me say that. And then I don't know, I'll probably have an assassin team come after me. But yeah, the slider is not the friend to Arkansas State lineup. So Tibbs,
and now you know.
Jason Tibbs, help me remember this correctly. Were the Warhawks selected to finish last in the conference?
Really?
No.
Okay.
No.
Why did I think that? I thought somebody had said that. Okay.
No, I mean
it's Georgia State.
No, they were picked. ULM was picked so last, Jeremy, that literally, you know how it gives like the point total?
Yeah.
14 points for ULM. That means everybody in the league voted them dead last.
Oh, gosh.
So no matter what happens, it has to be a success for the Warhawks, right?
Yeah, but just this is how this goes, Jeremy, is that, like, we're terrible, so we had no expectations.
Yes.
We start off hot, and all of a sudden we think we're going to a national championship.
Yeah.
And Tibbs is on that boat. He can shake his head all he wants. Tibbs is on that boat where he thinks we're going, as I said to Tibbs 2 weeks in a row, hey, at least we didn't get swept. Because I'm so used to seeing the headlines of ULM swept again.
Hey, I didn't say national title. I just said we're going to Montgomery.
You did. That was I can vouch for that. That was Tibbs' big benchmark. We're going to Montgomery. So I feel like that's going to happen for you guys. But I will say this too, Chase. You and I are kind of in the same realm. Arkansas State baseball so bad for so many years. You see a team suddenly get some wins. They sweep Louisiana Tech, who at the time was considered a pretty good team. You take one from the Arkansas Razorbacks. You go 2 of 3 against Southern Miss, and suddenly it's like here's what happens, and this is a phenomenon that happens in football or basketball or anything. You begin to like poke into other people's baseball lives and be like I would say to Tibbs, if ULM just had one strong relief pitcher, they'd be close to being where they need to be. They just need, or I talk about, Coastal, they've had a couple injuries. Like suddenly I'm like an expert on everybody.
You're the high and mighty. Yeah. I got you. I do the same thing.
But then Arkansas State loses a couple series, and then it puts me back down. I'm like, okay, get humbled. You need that humbling. So. Yeah, and football's always the same way, or basketball a couple years ago. Suddenly I'm like checking the net. I'm wondering, Coastal Carolina just one big man away from having a 20-win season. That's full of shit. I don't know anything about Coastal Carolina or basketball.
I can't say we relate to football as much, though. That's the only problem. I think we're pretty beat down in that aspect, but we're getting there. We feel like we're getting there. I hope one day I can be like, Arkansas State, they used to have such a great running game, and all those quarterbacks that came through, and they're struggling to find it. Their O-line's pretty good, but other than that, man, they're really hurting.
Yeah, and you can always go like, back when Brian Vincent, he first got here, he made a priority to put some running backs out there. I don't know why Arkansas State doesn't do something like that. They should be more like Brian Vincent.
Hell yeah, 100%. 100%.
I call that the arrogance, right?
I think it might just be us being pieces of shit, but yeah.
But I want that arrogance again. You know how Appalachian State, they had the arrogance for like 5 years, just kind of like being snotty all the time and talking about how great they were and how they belonged in the ACC and how, they were dominating the Sun Belt. And, oh no, now they've had 2 shit years. And yes, I love the humility now. Now they're like, oh, well, yeah, we're on some down years and you guys are doing well. You got to have some years to bring you back down. I mean, ULM, Tibbs, actually, that's why you're such a humble guy, is because...
You're such a...
Okay, Tibbs, what did you see out of that baseball game?
Here.
It's so long.
What did you see out of that?
What did I see out of the baseball game? I saw ULM's pitching do pretty good to actually kind of hold the Red Wolves at bay, but the bats uncharacteristically were way ice cold, frigid for ULM. I mean, you look at Saturday, even when they won, 2 hits.
Yeah.
They had one in the first inning that was Bryce Blazer's 2-run shot and Micah Dean's game-winning solo walk-off in the 9th. That's it. There was a whole lot of nothing in between. And really, it was kind of the same thing on Sunday as well. And so I think that they didn't do themselves any favors. They continue to have the struggles that they're going to travel to Northwestern State looking to not get swept there, having already dropped 2 games to the in-state foe of the Demons. They will be without Ford Pemberton, who is serving his other game of suspension from his defending of his player against Georgia State.
From his intervention.
Tell me about that. I don't know anything about this. What happened?
It's old news, Jeremy. The pitcher was merely complimenting the umpire, letting him know that his zone was a little questionable and that, there's technology out there to aid him in this.
Hey, umpires love that kind of...
They do. And the umpire followed him to the dugout to make sure he heard him correctly.
Oh, God.
And Ford Pemberton came out to say, hey, this is my house. You're not allowed in here. Go back to where you belong.
Wow.
Ford ran in with an elbow and told him back the hell off. So he has to sit down for a few games.
Did it get physical?
It's a better story if the answer is yes, but no, not really.
No headlocks. No pushing.
It's better clickbait if I say yes, but no.
Yeah, then you get like a phone call from Ford, right?
Yeah, exactly.
By the way,
no, I get the phone call just like when I have to clear things up when you have miscommunications with other programs.
Oh yeah, Tibbs is always cleaning up my messes. But have you ever had like a coach get into your DMs?
Yes.
No.
He's never said anything that the coach said, "Hey, what the hell are you talking about?"
I don't know if like they would ever know, to be honest. Like I think some of them used to listen or sometimes listen to this podcast, and obviously none of them listen to radio, and I'm pretty positive on radio. So I would say no, unfortunately.
Tibbs, you've had some coaches kind of call you out?
Oh, all the time. And
Oh.
literally there was a football coach. There was a football coach that would call me wanting to know why I posted something, and it was nothing that was even on my website. It was on a competitor site.
See, that's the thing. Tibbs is all written down.
And get mad at me, wanting me to edit the story. And I'm like, dude, I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Yeah, I would about once a month get like some sort of criticism from Brian Hodgson, the Arkansas State basketball coach. I would write something like I would talk about 5 new recruits for Arkansas State, and he'd say, "Hey, you forgot about the 6th and 7th recruit. What am I going to tell their parents?" I'm like, "Well, I didn't know about the recruits." and Brian Anderson used to like get on to me too. He would get into my DMs.
You mean your old coach Blake Anderson?
Did I say Brian? I meant Brian Hodgson
Yes.
and Blake Anderson. So when we see him at Sunbelt Media Days, maybe he'll remember that. Perhaps. Chase, are you going to Sunbelt Media Days?
Tibbs is trying to get me, man.
Yeah.
It's just, what is it, like a Wednesday, Thursday again? Tuesday, Wednesday, or whatever it is?
Yeah. Tuesday, Wednesday.
Wednesday, Thursday. You got to go into Tuesday, though, to go drink with Jay Walker.
Yeah.
I'm trying. We'll see. It's not a no yet. Last year was an absolute no. This year's not a no yet.
It's a good time. If you want to see a lot of old, out of shape, sort of on their last breaths kind of sports writers getting together afterwards, drinking way too much, then hobbling back in the next day to do a little sports covering. It's pretty good. It's a lot of fun. I feel like
that sausage fest does sound fun. I'm just trying to figure out if it's a fest I'm going to go to.
There are about 5 women there. It's like a lot of guys, I have to admit. And but yeah, we have a good Tibbs. We have a good time. But we have a good time. But it's also a lot of business. We do a lot of interviews. We talk to a lot of guys. Tibbs makes sure to shake hands with all the SIDs. He seems to know them all. And so I encourage anybody in the business to get out there, including our own Shane Metlin. I don't know if you'll ever.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy. Just drop in some details about yourself and see if you're eligible to save money when you bundle your home and auto policies. The process only takes minutes, and it could mean hundreds more in your pocket. Visit Progressive.com after this episode to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
This is the new Weight Watchers, built for real life and real results, no matter what mode you're in. Maddie went all in for her big day and lost 33 pounds. Emily lost 85 pounds and hit her goal while still living her life.
Weight Watchers gave me the tools and I feel amazing.
Join the millions of members and lose weight with the #1 doctor-recommended weight loss program. Lose more at WeightWatchers.com.
At 6 months, participants in a clinical trial of Weight Watchers program lost an average of 12 pounds.
Go or not, but Chase, if you can spare the 2 days, you should do it.
Okay. Let me tell you, it's a lot of fun for Jeremy. It's a lot of work for me. not only having to play
that's the thing,
babysitter.
Jeremy, is that if I went, it would also be just more work for Tibbs because you got to think I'm not going there with anything helpful.
No analysis.
I'm going to cuss too much. I'm
No
going to be a little
equipment.
more unprofessional than what he would expect. And he would like have to pick me up from the airport and then drive me around and bring all the equipment with him. It's just not,
Book
he
your
says he wants it,
room.
but I don't know if he really does. Exactly.
Choose your clothing.
I'll Venmo him 3 months too late too, and like he's just gonna be. I'm not sure he really wants it to happen.
The first year I went with Tibbs, the morning comes and he's like, "Hey, where are you?" And it was like 7:00. I said, "Yeah, I'll be down there a couple hours." And I get there at 9, and he has already had like 6 interviews. He's already like done like half the morning show. I'm like, what the hell? I didn't realize that he had all the interviews scheduled. He had a spreadsheet. He had already talking to the commissioner. So when you go with Tibbs, you're not just going with a celebrity. You're going with a producer who knows his shit. So Chase, you're in good hands. He will cradle you into the experience.
See, that's the thing, Jeremy, is I believe you 100%. And I think Tibbs also believes me with what I said of how much work it would be to have me there.
Tibbs is like our dad.
Yeah.
He's like, what are you, Tibbs? You're like 25, right?
Sure.
Yeah. About turn 30 maybe.
But he's got a lot of wisdom. He's got a lot of experience. So I lean on Tibbs. And sure, I can drop all the F-bombs I want. Tibbs, didn't you have a major mistake, though, on air that you're still trying to gain forgiveness for?
Yeah. I mean, it's never a good thing when you call, damn it. Now you have me thinking about it.
Who was it?
Is it Clay Helton?
Yes! You called him the other Helton. Chase Helton?
No.
Who's the famous baseball? Todd Helton. You called him Todd Helton.
Oh, figures.
He had to correct you. It was embarrassing. Yeah.
Yeah. And I also learned last year that I had been pronouncing Desimo the wrong way.
Oh, that's the other one. Yeah.
Dating back to his playing days.
How did you pronounce it?
Desormo.
And it's Desimo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not Desremo?
Nope.
Silent R?
Desimo. Yeah.
See, I was told, think of the pizza DiGiorno and then Desimo it up. So I'm also guilty of screwing it up.
But you know what? When you have a last name like Thibodeaux and all the shit that I've been through with that, I'm allowed to say whatever name I want.
Oh, I thought you meant that you were going to say you're supposed to get it right.
No, not in the least bit.
I was thinking you're a member of that community. You should be able to get it right. So speaking of getting it right, Tibbs, did Louisiana Tech get it right to pay $8 million to join the Sun Belt?
Hell no.
Ooh.
Why would you fork out $8 million when if you just wait another year, you get in for free? Air quotes.
Wow. Chase, do you agree? Do you agree that maybe that's too much?
I mean, I don't know. I think they're probably just, it sounded to me, I took it as in like they were owning their mistakes and they might not have been doing it the right way. And so they wanted to just kind of move on and get it over with. And I wonder, does the real surprising question is, do you think Tech has the money to be able just to throw that around and not impact anything?
No.
Yeah, well, they might have to get rid of a biology program. Maybe get
rid of their bowling program.
Yeah.
They might have to get rid of some they might have to get rid of some professors. But Louisiana Tech, they don't care. But
they'd really like to play ULM this year and Lafayette, so goodbye.
I kind of took it as kind of flattering, guys. I was like, all right. Apparently, they looked at the bottom line and said, hey, this is worth it to us. It's worth it to us to get out of the failing CUSA, which we all agree is a shit league, coming to the Sun Belt, which is a league on the rise. And it almost said to anybody else thinking about coming in the Sun Belt, you better bring your wallet. So I kind of like that. I thought that was kind of cool. I thought it was funny too that Southern Miss and Marshall were both kind of high-fiving each other because they only had to pay $1.25 million to get out and some broadcast rights. And yeah, I guess I'd feel a little like maybe I got a little bit I don't know, got a bad deal out of it if I was Louisiana Tech. But I did feel good. It made me feel good that maybe the Sun Belt is seen as a big value, Tibbs.
But you also got to remember, they also kind of screwed themselves.
Okay.
That all the emails saying, well, we just have to wait on the Conference USA playoff distribution, and then we can give our notice. They got caught. And quite honestly, with them having already given notice that they were going to leave, if they didn't do this settlement, they weren't going to see dime one from Conference USA this year anyway. So while, yes, it's a big payout of the $8 million, whatever that Conference USA kind of payout it was of the 253, whatever it was, $1 million, kind of offsets it. So they're only, I know the worst word ever, only going to pay about $5 million to get into the Sun Belt.
Okay. All right.
So it's like a settlement for them.
Okay. You guys cleaned it up for me. Okay. I get that. So did you see the internet chatter? It was all in jest, but I kind of thought it was a good idea that they should have to play the Sun Belt Conference and the CUSA slate. Like play 24. like 20 games. Yes.
So in that same article, I think somebody pointed out that they, in theory, could just about pull it off. Like you would have to kind of schedule the Jackson State and Troy games as like a day-night doubleheader. That was the only real conflict of dates. But you could pull it off.
See, I thought the only way you could pull it off would be like Thursday was CUSA night and Saturday was Sunbelt, or vice versa. Like you would do 2 games a week, but 2 games a day? I don't know, Tibbs.
It's spring training, man. It's like split squad, just like they used to do back in baseball.
That would be like the Diggstown of college football, where the guy had to fight an entire town of guys, like 10 guys in 2 days. That would be an extraordinary effort for Louisiana Tech. Listen, Chase, I know you're a citizen of ULM. Tibbs, I know you're a citizen of ULM. Nothing would, betray your allegiance to ULM, but you would have to have some dogged respect for the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs if they had played 2 conference slates in one season like that.
No,
those guys.
Now, Chase,
no, not at all.
Do you have the same disdain for the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs as Thibodeaux has?
No. So that's the big split. Let me explain the big split. Give you some historical knowledge on ULM football.
Okay.
ULM football has not played Tech football in 20 years.
Oh my God, I didn't know that. Wow.
Something like that. So my class and like people around me, and I don't want to say my generation and make Tibbs sound that old, but my generation just hates Lafayette. Tech is kind of like, yeah, they suck, but not like this huge thing. You play them once or twice every year in baseball or softball, and it usually splits. And you play them in soccer, and it usually splits. Actually, they're usually pretty good at soccer. But my point is that we never really had that like thing for them.
Right.
We just really hate Lafayette.
Chase, there's sort of the same dynamic that goes on in Jonesboro, the city you've never visited. It's that I'm just going to hurt you on that all. It's that there is real hatred for Louisiana Tech in Jonesboro, Arkansas, and I don't get it because it's a generation ahead of me. It's the boomers. The guys, they played a lot in the 70s and the 80s, and apparently when they played, it was always like some sort of thumb in the eye, kick in the groin type of game between each other. So anytime you mention like, hey, who's the biggest rival of Arkansas State? The old guys will always throw out Louisiana Tech. Now me, I look at that, I'm like, I have no history with these guys. In fact, I would look at Louisiana Tech and say, it would be nice if they were in the Sun Belt, wouldn't it? If they come in here, they have a pretty good program, and people would go ballistic, including Thibodeaux. Thibodeaux, please explain your hate.
It's wrong, Jeremy. I mean, their colors are red, white, and blue. That's America's colors. It's wrong to hate America.
Yeah.
That's pretty brazen of them. I'll give them that, but somebody has to pick up those colors, and why not them? Come on, Tubbs, give us a real answer.
Did you just call me Tubbs?
No. Listen, I've been very proud of you.
I thought it was close too, Tibbs. I was going to let go, but I thought it was close too.
No, Tubby. That you know how I said when your team is suddenly winning and you can kind of be a douchebag about it, you get that arrogance. I'm on a diet and I've lost like 5 pounds. Now I feel like I could just call anybody Tubby, Tibbs. I lost 5 pounds. Why can't you be more like me? Lose 5 pounds.
So Chase, other news.
Yeah. Thibodeaux.
Do you see what I have to do? You see what I have to deal with on a week in, week out basis with
Dude, I thought I was bad to you. I got to step it up. Honestly, I got to start talking more shit. This is.
Can you see why we haven't recorded a Fun Belt podcast in like 3 weeks? Has it been more than 3 weeks?
You kept calling him fat.
I'm like, Tibbs, fatso, come on, let's go.
Yeah, I saw that advertising check and it was like, hey, you owe us. Good times. What else you have going on, Jeremy? I know we usually talk a little bit about the Fun Belt, still Coastal Carolina's world. We're just living in it for baseball. Basketball, it really seems like Quantas White has not landed the class we thought he was going to. And in fact, his 4-star from last year's on the portal on the way out. Women's basketball, we got some new coaches coming into the league. It's all over the place.
Yeah, one thing that I do like checking it on the portal. Yeah, I like to see who's jumping in and then where they're going. And right now, there doesn't seem to be a lot of going for Sunbelt stars right now. It's been kind of a trickle. You've seen a couple guys land in new places, but you don't see like guys getting that big bag that maybe they're hoping for. So I wonder, because the Sun Belt was so down this year, I wonder if just across the board, it has taken some of the value off of these players. Although there's some pretty good players in the portal, but there's just hasn't been a lot of people of offers being given to them. Have you noticed that, Chase?
I'd be lying to you if I looked at the portal.
Oh, I love the portal.
I'm so sorry.
The portal's my favorite.
any round balls I get a little, maybe not as into.
Okay, all right. Tibbs, have you been checking this out?
What a shit answer for a podcast.
I know. I served you the softball, Chase.
Yeah. And I just didn't feel like lying today.
And you just whiffed. You did a bullshit through it.
Out there and I'll be through it. And then today I was like, I don't know, man.
I won't take it a bullshit answer.
Yeah, it's really active. And, it's just a shame that I really thought there was a couple of guys in the Sun Belt, on the second team, all Sun Belt that really would land at least in reserve spots for some of these big programs. Or,
absolutely. Oh my God, Chase, you had the bullshit answer queued up.
Now everybody knows what my bullshit answer sounds like.
But Tibbs, you've been monitoring it, right? You've seen some pretty good guys from ULM are kind of still waiting around. What's going on?
Yeah, they're still waiting around. Warhawks did land 3 from UAB. So that'll be coming up on Warhawk Report this week, kind of breaking down the inside scoops on all of that. I'll tell you, the one I like the most, he was a walk-on at ULM. AJ2 spent 2 years as a walk-on, didn't get his shot to really earn his scholarship there, but landed and got a scholarship, NAI William Carey. I love those type of stories where, to me, that's what the portal's all about, is going and getting that opportunity to go be successful.
Yeah, okay. Well, we had a guy. Did you ever have you ever had this experience? This has happened to us twice now at Arkansas State. Well, first happened with North Chad O'Meara a couple of years ago, and this year with Ali Tunkana, our 7-foot guy. He comes in and says, "I'm coming back. I'm coming back to Jonesboro. We're gonna have another year. It's gonna be great." And everybody's like, "Yeah, we got Tunkana. He's staying." And then next week he's like, "I've changed my mind. I'm in the portal." This is.
Wait, did O'Meara do that to you guys, and then just go to Baylor and just be a monster? O'Meara did that to y'all?
Yes, O'Meara did that. It was like the coach at the time was Coach Mike Bleav, and he was already on thin ice. So he did everything he could to keep O'Meara. And so O'Meara says, "Yes, I'm coming back." And everybody's like, "Yay!" And then O'Meara said, "Okay, now I'm going to go on spring break. And when I come back, we'll start working hard." He goes to spring break to Miami, comes back, says, "Guys, actually, I'm jumping into the portal." And he goes to Miami.
Yeah.
And then he went to Baylor. But yeah, it was.
Sorry to mess up your question there, but yeah.
Oh, yeah,
that sucks.
It's not Bleav in the Red Wolves, it's Bleav in the Warhawks. But yeah, it was. And so now this has happened to us again. Does this ever happen to you, Tibbs? Do you ever get a guy that says he's going to stay, and you're happy, and you build your whole life around him, and then he leaves the next week?
No, I don't believe them until I see them back on campus in uniform and I get reports that they're in class.
You know what? I have noticed in football that several guys that bailed for Arkansas State have quietly come back on. Have you seen that with the Warhawks?
No, well, I don't think there's been anybody that boomerang back on. We did get a couple guys, I think from Arkansas State, though, that were unable to really crack into the too deep on the roster and, decided to make their way to the beautiful Bayou.
Yeah, I hope that's something. Is Hardy coming back? Oh my God, is Ahmad Hardy coming back to the Warhawks?
I think he would.
I think he would. If something really bad happened, I think he really would. But I really appreciate the way that Ahmad did that. He basically never said, "I'm coming back." He was just like, "Hey, guys, I love y'all. Thank you so much. I'm going to go take a couple Milo and might win a Heisman over here." And we were like, "Hey, man, cool. Just keep us in your Twitter bio." And I'm cool with it. I don't know about you, Tibbs. I'm cool with it. I love it.
Well, this is news to me, though. You're saying both seem pretty confident that if circumstances were right, you feel like Hardy would come back.
I think if we could give him a lot for us, to him, I think he would. With that said,
I think something would have to go wrong at Missouri first.
Yeah, and he just had baby boy. He's getting ready. All he has to do is be okay this year, and I think he's still a top 3, first 3-round draft pick in next year's NFL draft. So it would be really weird, extenuating circumstances.
Now, are you basing this off a strong relationship with Bryant Vincent or a strong relationship with Monroe and the Warhawks?
I plead the fifth.
Okay. I probed too deeply.
Maybe it's copium that we just love ULM and think Ahmad just had this wonderful time in Monroe, and
that's right.
He doesn't talk poorly about us, so we're stoked about that. That's cool.
He knows Tom Wopat likes Monroe, so he's like, Tom Wopat's my boy. I'd come back to Monroe. So have you guys had your spring game yet?
This upcoming weekend.
Okay, ours is too. Are you going to the spring game?
I am. Chase has decided he is too good to go.
Chase!
Well, I have decided I'm not going, but it's not because I'm too good.
Do you usually go to spring games, Chase?
No. I never even played in one because they were useless and still are. And even now with all the media coverage, you're not even going to see. I'm going to see anything. I say that, but I was surprised by Colorado ran as much as they did in theirs. If you saw any of theirs, they were running some creative plays.
Well, that's because Deion Sanders is a showman. But I will say this, that you're right. You get zero out of a spring game. To me, the value of the spring game is just to be back in the atmosphere a little bit. Get in the stadium, eat one of those rock hard pretzels. You see who's down on the field. Sometimes you see guys, you're like, oh, I didn't know that guy had come back. Sometimes you see guys that go, oh shit, he's in a cast. What's wrong with him? But no, you don't really get any good information, Tibbs. Do you agree? No good information?
It's all about the content. We'll have some content. We'll get some information. It's a baseball series against James Madison, so it's a big weekend. It's not just spring football. It's everything else going on.
Yeah, at Arkansas State, we got the Cajuns coming in. So for baseball, so it's spring game in the afternoon, followed up with the Cajuns thing. I do like going to the spring games to get down on the field. I take some pictures, have some photographs for HowlRaiser. It's all well and good. It's good to see what the coaches are up to, hear what their philosophies are, see some of the new guys, see if they make the size. But I tell you what, Chase, I can't tell you how many times I'll see somebody just like go lights out in a spring game, like, catch some passes or he'll make some tackles. I'm like, this guy is a future star. And then like 2 weeks later, he's no longer on the team.
Yeah, and you found out he was just and no shot to walk-ons, but he just walked on, and
the
family was there, and it was this game, and that's cool. That, again, no shot to them. I think that's awesome. Yeah, I watched, watched too many third stringers get injured, and I know that they're kind of pomp and circumstance. So I don't think you really like. I do enjoy, like you're saying, enjoying the atmosphere, getting back into it, and it's a nice break from the terrible, terrible baseball season, and it's just great to kind of get back. But I just want to know. I'm excited. I've got Tibbs there. Tell me what kind of offense we run, because we're changing our offense. We got an offense coordinator.
Okay.
And other than that, you're not going to see a starting quarterback play in it. So,
does having a good baseball team in Monroe this year take a little bit of the pressure early on off Brian Vincent?
I mean, I guess it might help, just because
nobody
baseball's not really followed sport, in Monroe, and they love their baseball. So I think it'd be nice. No, I wouldn't say off Brian Vincent, maybe off SJ Tui.
Oh,
because they don't, we still have higher expectations. 3 wins for football season. Like we feel like we're close to a bowl, and so it might make SJ look really good. Look like he's still got the train on the tracks.
Now, Chase, are you on such familiar ground with athletic director Tui that you can call him SJ? Do you like to say, "Hey, SJ, what's up"?
Yeah, I introduce. Not like I call him and we're best friends, but I'm proud to say, Jeremy, I'm one of the first people that ever met him.
Wow.
He went to like the day he was hired, the morning he was hired. He went to Lafayette game, and I walked up to him and I said, "Hey, man, I'm Chase. Nice to meet you. I'm glad to have you in Monroe. You need to learn one thing, and it's that we really, really hate those guys." I said a lot more colorful language, and he was like, "Okay, man." And then I walked away. In about 10 minutes, I was like, Jeremy, I don't feel like I got my message across. So I went right back to where he was standing. I was like, "Hey, man, I just got to tell you one more time that we just really, really hate these guys." And he just kind of looked at me. He's like, I got it. And I was like, "All right, okay."
You know what? I think that's an important message to convey, Chase.
It's got to be one of the first thing years.
Well, sometimes the new guys, they don't get it. Like we had a football coach come in. Oh, God, and I always forget his name, Tibbs. Who's the guy who ended up coaching at Auburn and then Boise State?
Oh, Brian Harsin.
Yes, thank you. I'm getting old, Chase, so I have a hard time remembering names. But Brian Harsin comes into town, and I don't think he understood how much we hate Memphis. I mean, we really want to beat Memphis, and we want to make sure that all of our P's and Q's and I's are dotted, and like we're prepared to win that game. And when he brought Arkansas State into Memphis hadn't won against Arkansas State in several years. It was going to be a picnic. And Memphis clobbered us that year. And after that, he received so much shit from all of us, including me. That's when he started banning everybody off of Twitter. He blocked everybody off Twitter. He blocked me off Twitter, like off the football account. I had to beg to let them unblock me. And I had just mild criticism. But there were people like, we even have a support group, blocked by Harsin. But yes, the new guys have to know, Chase, They might come in, they might not fully understand. They have to know who you got to beat. Tibbs, would you agree?
Without a doubt. And I think that we heard that even from Brian Vincent his first year when he lost to Louisiana Lafayette, and everyone went up to him going, "You can't lose that game. You can't lose that game. You can't lose that game." And he's like, I didn't know.
He said that? He said he didn't know?
Well, I think that he just didn't get how important it was to the fan base, how important it was to the alumni, and everything like that.
See, to me, the only team he really wanted to beat was UAB that year, right?
Yes, and that did happen. And that did happen. I remember talking to him before that week, and I was like, "Hey, I wouldn't be doing my due diligence if we were in radio interviews." I said, "Hey, wouldn't be doing my due diligence if I didn't tell you that we really, really hate these guys." He was like, "Yeah, I've heard that." I was like, No, coach. I really need you to understand that with everything we have, we hate these guys." And he was like, "Yeah." And then his following the game, he was like, "I get it, guys. We hate Lafayette. We get it. We all get it."
I was told you hated these guys, but now I really feel that hatred. Thank you very much for bringing me up to speed. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I think that there are certain games your team has to win, right? Like for the Warhawks, it's always got to be the Cajuns, right? And there are certain games that if you lose, it signals a lot of trouble. And Tibbs, that game losing against the Warhawks, that probably wasn't the best moment for Coach Butch Jones. In fact, if there was any loss that was not forgivable, it would be losing to the Warhawks. Not just because, we don't have hatred for the Warhawks, but when you go with that 15-game streak, you don't want to be the coach to surrender that. So, yeah. That's all I got.
Good stuff. Jeremy, thank you so much for stopping by and giving us your endless Arkansas State. I don't want to call it knowledge.
I can't call it knowledge.
Propaganda.
Opinions.
Yeah.
I will send you some merchandise that you guys can hang on your walls. Yeah. And maybe a 12-step program, like a pamphlet.
Nice.
To get you started. You don't do like parting shots or anything like that, Tibbs, on the show? No parting shots?
Tales from the road is what we usually do of just weird, fun, unusual things that have happened over the past week, or a good food story. So what do you have for us there, Jeremy?
Good food story or something?
Yeah, just tell us about the best food in Jonesboro.
It's Dairy Queen.
Oh, no. Yeah, it's usually. I always say it's not Outback, Olive Garden. There are a couple good restaurants. I'm gonna go share with that. I did. Here's what I did do. I have a tale from the road. My son goes to Ole Miss, which is it's something I'm still coping with. Yeah, it's something that I'm trying to deal with.
Your former son going there?
That's right. I told him that his inheritance is shaky right now, but he's all in. He's down there at Ole Miss, and they held like some sort of fundraiser for his fraternity that I went to. I said, okay, I'll go. So we go down there, and here's what happens, Chase and Tibbs. It's when you're an old man like me, and suddenly you're thrust back into the college atmosphere, and the drinks are flowing, you start to think that maybe you have that same capacity that you had back in the day, right?
You still got it.
Yeah. You're like, old man still got it. And I'm like drinking left and right. Every now and then I try to impress people, buy something from the top shelf, at the bar, a little something. Not the wild turkey.
You're an adult. You can do it nowadays. Yeah.
I'm saying I'm getting the big ice cube, I'm swirling it. Pretty soon, like I'm waking up in the hotel. How did I get here? I can't do it anymore. It's impossible. These kids, their abilities are far greater than my own, Tibbs. I'm an old man. I got to stop doing this. I got to know my limitations. Help me when we get to New Orleans.
There's just no help for you. I'm surprised there still hasn't been a, hey, can we pass a hat? We got to get Jeremy so that we can have content for the day.
That's right. What you need to do is pass the hat and get me into a 12-step program. That would be great.
Yeah, but I know you'd only complete like 4, maybe 5 steps.
After that, I'd be done.
Yeah, it's too much walking. Chase, you have anything before we get out of here?
I don't, Tibbs. Thanks for sharing Jeremy with us.
I don't know if that's a thanks, but yeah. Chase, it was so much fun. We'll do it again soon.
See you soon.
Weight Watchers now offers access to affordable GLP-1s.
Weight Watchers has everything I need, from weight loss medications to nutrition support and help with my side effects.
With our program, our members are losing more weight with expert nutrition and side effect support.
Weight Watchers prescribing GLP-1 medications. It's been life-changing.
Better results, expert support, lose more weight, make it last. Get started for as low as $25 at WeightWatchers.com.
All medications require eligibility and prescription. First month is low as $25 with a 12-month Med Plus plan. Does not include the cost of GLP-1 medications.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.